Welcome back, my beginner learners. This video is a little short review of the different types of questions we use in English. Many of my learners want to practice their conversation and listening. But the problem is they have all these wonderful ideas, but their mouth doesn't move. So let me show you how to ask some important questions that you can use to practice with me and people outside. So there's two groups of questions we will study. Yes and no, and later more information. Let's look at yes and no questions first. So, yes and no questions, there's two groups. We need to remember, let's just say for the simple present tense questions. Okay, let's write this down. Simple present tense. Now, the two groups are because the be verb has its own special rules, okay? The be verb in the simple present tense, I have three options: am, is, and are. And for questions, we change the order. If I say I am tall. If I change this, am I tall? The be verb goes first. So for yes and no questions, this will go first. After the be verb, you have who. So for example, am I? Is he? Is she? Is it? Are you? Are we? Are they? Now remember, the be verb, we use the be verb to talk about a noun, an adjective, a location, right? So we have this information here. Your choice, for example, an adjective, a noun including like location. Okay? So, for example, for practice, I could ask, are you, adjective, are you tired? For yes and no questions, the intonation, the pronunciation will go up like an airplane. So, are you tired? The final word will go up. These are for all yes and no questions, okay? Now, what about a noun? Is he a teacher? Oh, that man, is he a teacher or is he a student? I don't know. Is he a teacher or is he a student? And then let's do one more. Am I in Hawaii? Where am I? Am I in Hawaii? Am I in California? Am I in Canada? Where am I? So these are examples, fast examples of a yes and no questions. Let's look at how to use yes or no questions for other verbs in English. With other verbs in English, we do not use the be verb. We use, similar to negatives, we use do or does first. So do or does. Okay. Then after we need who, same thing. But in this case, do you, do we, do I, do they? And here for does, same thing as negatives, he, she, it. But this is not finished. This is only one part of the question. It's an auxiliary verb. I need my main verb here. So for example, do you study English? Yes and no questions go up. So do you study English? Or does he work? Your husband, your boyfriend, your son, does he work? It goes up like an airplane, okay? Yes and no questions are not difficult. It takes time though. But this is not enough for a conversation. I often joke with my students. Let's practice. For example, are you a student? Yes. Do you like your class? Yes. Is your teacher nice? No? Yes. Is English difficult? This is not a good conversation. I ask the questions, the other person says, yes, no, yes, no. This is not a conversation. We need to ask more information questions. So let's look at these. 4 more information questions. We need these special words. These words we cut and we put in front of our yes and no question. So for example, who? Who is a person? Who is a teacher here? I'm asking everyone. Who is a teacher here? Or what? What is your name? More information questions, the pronunciation will go down. The intonation will go down. So for example, let's do this. Let's say, what is, let's say, your name? The intonation will go down. What is your name? Yes and no questions go up, more information questions go down. So what? Now, what about when? When or what time are equal? So when are you home? Okay, you go to work at 8 a.m., you return maybe 6. What time? When are you home? Now, how? How is your son? Is he good? Is he okay? Is he sick? How is your son? How is your daughter? How is your dog? Now, what about this one? Why? Why is the reason? For example, why are you late? You come to work late because of traffic. Your boss asks you, Caroline, why are you late? I say, oh, boss, I'm sorry. There was traffic. A lot of cars. Okay? So who, what, where? Where are you? We meet for coffee and tea. I say, oh, excuse me, where are you? I can't find you. Where are you? Where are you? So who, what, where, when, why, how, whose. This one is interesting. Whose, anytime you see whose, you need a noun after. This is like a possession, okay? So for example, I go to the park and I see a phone. This is not my phone. This is not your phone or his phone or her phone. So I say, excuse me, whose phone is this? I'm asking who does this belong to, right? Whose phone? And my noun is this. This is because it's singular. I only have one phone. But if it's plural, if there's 2, for example, let's say children, there's 2 children at the park. I don't see the mom, I don't see the dad. So I say, excuse me, whose children are they? Whose children are they? They are their children, right? I'm asking because I need to change the verb depending on my subject. Whose phone is this? Whose children are they? Whose shoes are these? Right? It depends. Look at the subject and look at the noun. If it's singular or plural, you need to change that be verb. And one more. Which? Which is when you have 2, 3, or 4 options. I ask you to choose. So for example, which color is your favorite? Do you like blue? Do you like red? Do you like green? Do you like purple? I'm asking you to choose which color is your favorite. So these are more information questions with the be verb. But let's try to change this to other verbs. Now we know for yes and no questions, for other verbs, we have do or does first, and then who, and then the verb. And the intonation goes up. Do you work? Does he cook? But if I want to change this from yes and no to more information, I need to cut one of these words and I put it in front, okay? Now, this one is special. We will talk about this one soon. But I can ask you, do you work? Why? Why do you work? Because, Caroline, I need money. I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a house. I need money. So why do you work? When? What time do you work? Where? Location. Where do you work? What do you do? What is your job? Usually people ask you, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living means, what is your job? Okay. Now, if I ask does, I can change this. What? What does he cook? What does he cook? What does your husband cook for dinner? When? When does your husband cook? Why does your husband cook? Because he loves you, right? You can change any of these sentences. Oh, that was delicious. How does your husband cook spaghetti? How? Teach me how. Okay. Now, the idea is very similar. Yes and no question. We use one of these words and we put it in front. But this one is different. So let's look at who. Let me erase this for more space. Okay. Now, who we can use 2 ways. One is if I ask general question. In this case, I don't ask one person. I ask everyone. So, usually, if you have do or does, you never change the original verb, right? In this case, only for this question, general question with who, you change. So, for example, who studies English? I'm asking everyone who studies English. In this case, I change my verb, the S, ES, IES endings. Who understands this? Who needs help? Who practices their English every day? Okay, so in this case, if I ask a general question, who is hungry? With my be verb, who is hungry? I'm asking the class. I'm asking my family, my friends, everyone. But if I have a conversation with only my friend, okay, this is me and this is my friend. And let's say this is Amy. I have a conversation with Amy and I ask Amy, oh, Amy, who do you verb live, no change, with? Okay? In this case, I have a conversation with one specific person. And I'm asking Amy, Amy, I know you live in California. Who do you live with? Do you live with your husband? Do you live with your mom, your children, your cousins? It's Amy plus one more person. So who do you study English with? You study English with me, Caroline. Who do you practice soccer with? Who do you play soccer with every week? Who do you go to the beach with? With tells me, okay, this is going to be Amy and maybe one more person. It's Amy and one more person together. Now, this is a fast review of what we learned. So if you have any questions, if this is your first time looking at this, no stress, little by little. And if you have any questions and you don't understand, write them in the comments and I can help you. Thank you, everyone. Fantastic job. I will see you soon. Bye.